So, hello Gayatri, welcome to my YouTube channel, Try to Thrive, for the very first time. And first of all, it's really nice to meet you here. And good morning. How are you?
Morning, Roshni. How are you doing?
I'm doing
I'm good. How are you
absolutely great. Thank you so much for asking.
doing? Most welcome. And
How
thank
are
you
you
so
doing?
much for having me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. I'm good. And thank you so much for having me. I don't know why I'm getting nervous, even after being on a lot of YouTube channel, but still I'm nervous and I hope you manage with me. You bear with me.
Sure. Nobody feels nervous in front of me. Like, yeah, people feel, but after talking to me for a few minutes, they are like so comfortable with me always. So it's, you don't need to think much about it. And it's just a casual conversation. And you have already done with multiple YouTubers. I have watched your videos on other YouTubes, like with Ashutosh and Karishma. I watched two YouTube channels. Yeah. So I watched you there, and your way of speaking, your way of connecting to people is like amazing. I really got inspired, like in 3.5 years, right? You have achieved, and you have been teaching for 3.5 years. So yes. Okay. So as you are here for the very first time, and many people already know about you, but still I want you to give your introduction so my audience can also know more about you.
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, thank you so much. You literally have that loving and warm energy to the people, so that we feel comfortable around you. Yeah. So let me come to the introduction. My name is Gayatri Sharma. I have been a trainer for 3.5 years. If I talk about my qualification, I've done my master's and graduation in English honors. I've done master's in English literature. And then I started my journey in 2020 in March to be a trainer. I was invited by someone, a YouTuber, and she wanted to train some people. So somehow I was the part of the training, and I started my journey in the
Mhm.
teaching career as a trainer. Right. So this is how I started. And throughout my journey in 3.5 years, I have again, like I would repeat that I have helped more than 5,000 learners to improve their communication skills and personality and the way they talk, especially in English. I have been a personality development trainer, communication coach, and a spoken English trainer. So this is what I have done.
Oh, that's really fantastic. And 2020, it means back in during lockdown, you started your journey.
2022,
Okay,
during lockdown, sorry
2022.
to, yeah, 2022, March.
Oh, okay. I heard that 2020 March, 2022 March. Okay. And I honestly, I started even my learning journey in 2022 August. Like when I started to communicating with tutors and started uploading videos over YouTube. Like I started my YouTube channel also in August 2022. Yeah.
Great to know that. Yeah, I have been following a few YouTubers for a good time. Like, I started my journey in 2020 to learn the language specifically because I'm the one who doesn't come from English medium background, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I have whatever command I have on my language today is like something which I have achieved my own myself. And then 2020, it was first year of my college when lockdown happened suddenly, and I was like, what to do now with my time? Because I was
Mm-hmm.
about to appear to my exams, and somehow I thought that let's work on the language. And then I came across few videos on internet, and I was like, oh, these people are speaking really good. I remember watching first video of Ranbir Alabadia,
Okay.
where he was teaching. I mean, the topic was quite weird, but the topic was how to impress girls. So
Hmm.
I watched that video in English, and I felt like I was not intrigued to the topic again, but I was in love with the way he was talking in English.
Hmm.
So I got inspired. I learned the language in 2 years, like 2020 to 2022, and that the learning journey also has been quite or had been adventurous for me. Like I
Hmm.
came across a lot of techniques and the way of learning, and I used to follow some YouTubers as well. Yeah, that's how it happened.
That's fantastic. That's really great. And I can resonate with it totally. Like when we, are in the journey of learning the language, we try and test a lot of tips and tricks to master it. At the same time, we come across a lot of YouTube channels, which sometimes, confuse us and sometimes give the great, idea how we can now level up. So it's great. Okay, so as you mentioned in your introduction itself, that you are training people for spoken English, communication skills, and personality development. Okay, so first, maybe a lot of people are just beginners, and I'm not going to talk about only beginners. We will cover beginners, intermediates, and advanced. But for beginners, first, can you just tell us about what is the difference between spoken English and communication skills?
Great, great. So for me, the difference between communication and spoken communicator, anyone, it could be anyone in the world who can convince people, who can convey the message in any language in the world. Like we have hundreds and thousands of languages. Even in India, there are 22 constitutional languages and almost
Mhm.
700 plus languages are there. So if you can communicate and you can convince people and you can put across your point of view firmly, you are a good communicator. You know what
Mm.
you are talking about. But spoken English is like when you want to start and have the conversation in English, which has not been your mother tongue or which is something you are trying to learn. So this
Mhm.
is the difference between spoken English communication. Communication could be in any language in the world. Communication would be non-verbal communication, verbal communication, sign language, any language, right? If you are
Mhm.
able to pass the message clearly, you are a good communicator. But
Yeah.
spoken English is like when you are trying to speak in English and you are trying
Mhm.
to communicate in English.
Perfect, perfect. So now people have the great idea about it. Let's move to the first question, which is, I watched one of your videos where you mentioned about your expertise, and you are expert in grammar, pronunciation, and personality development, right? Oh, sorry, grammar, pronunciation, and writing. Writing, yeah, three things in if we talk about spoken English itself. Okay, so one by one we will tackle. So first, let's give a few. Can you just give a few tips and tricks where beginners, intermediates, and advanced separately focus on grammar portion first? How a beginner should start working on grammar, and what are the areas an intermediate should focus, and how to then become advanced? If you can tackle one by one.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So see what happens a lot of time when beginner listen to English language, specifically while talking to someone, or maybe if someone they watch on internet, right, on YouTube, they come across few patterns like had I been at your place, or was I there at your place, or if I was a girl, or if I something like that. They are very advanced concepts of English grammar.
Yeah.
You know, had I
Conditionals, yeah.
invited you earlier, conditional sentences. Had I invited you earlier, you would have joined me,
Mm.
right? Or oh my god, if I had not taken that decision, it would not happen in my life, it would not have happened in my life today. Advanced. And
Mm.
people get really confused, right? First of all, assess your level, understand
Mm.
what are your needs. If you are a beginner, start with present indefinite tense and past indefinite tense. And I'm telling you, these two tenses cover almost 50% of spoken English which you want to talk. For
Mm.
example, if someone asks you, how does your typical day look like? Daily routine. You say that, oh, I wake up early in the morning, I do that, I do everything. So
Mm.
first learn how to introduce properly in basic English, then go for present indefinite tense, which is widely used. I'm telling you. You can go and pick researches that present indefinite tense is used widely. Right?
Mm.
Second, go for past. So pick few topics of English grammar for beginners which are important to hold basic conversation. Present indefinite, past indefinite, future, that's it. Work on
Mm.
these, right? And also associate grammar rules with your real life. So if I ask you, Rajni, what are you doing right now? So what will be your answer?
Yeah, I'm talking to you and yeah, jotting down a few notes. Yeah.
Right, great. So this is the present continuous tense.
Continuous, yes.
Now, if I learn present continuous tense, I must learn what are the uses of present continuous in my life. That's something which you are giving information about while talking or while doing simultaneously. Like I'm jotting down the point while doing the thing, I'm giving the information. I'm
Mm.
talking to you, I'm giving the information while doing the action. So this
Yeah.
is called present continuous tense. So whenever you learn a concept, it could be advanced, it could be intermediate, it could be beginner concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to immerse those concepts in your real life. This is for beginners. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you are an intermediate person, again make a list of topics which you have never come across before, and then suddenly someone uses in front of you. Go behind the technicalities of the topic or maybe the pattern. A lot of people get confused when I say that had I done it before, it would not have happened to me.
Mm.
And they are so baffled at this point, ma'am, why it is had I done it before, why it is would have, why do we use all these things? Now if you are the one who has never come across these concepts, Just better you go. These are the conditional sentences and learn about them and again immerse them in your real life for
Hmm.
intermediate, right? And there is nothing like advanced. And why do I believe it, Rajni? So for me, I never believe in advanced because until or unless you are someone who has grown or who has been raised in the language, even I cannot say that I'm an advanced speaker in Hindi because I don't know the technicality of the language. Hindi is a vast literature. English is a
Yeah.
vast literature. A lot of, like when you am the literature student, I know that when you go for literature in English, you come across every technicality of paragraph and the poems and the phrases and the, like pentameter, centimeter, and rhyme and rhythm and A B C C something like that. So
Hmm.
there is nothing like advanced. The more you get into the language or literature, the more deeper it gets itself. So
Yeah.
there is not like advanced thing, right? So better
Hmm.
whatever you learn, you use it in your real life. And there is always a point where you will feel stagnant that now I'm stuck. I don't know how to move. Right. So
Hmm.
if and then keep upgrading your community.
Hmm.
Rachni, what I think that if today I am a beginner and now I'm very comfortable in the questions and answers of how are you, where are you from, have you taken your lunch, dinner, breakfast, and how's weather?
Hmm.
Upgrade yourself.
Yeah.
Some people have been practicing the same thing for years and then they come to me and they say, ma'am, I have been practicing English for 4 years. And when I ask them, what do you practice? They are like, how are you? Where are you from? And then they give me reason that, ma'am, it is really important to know the person. I understand it is really important to know the person, but it is also important to upgrade yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So keep changing the community. If you are right now a beginner and then you feel that I am done with the beginner concepts and everything, upgrade your community to intermediate one. Connect to the
Absolutely.
people who are at the advanced level, right? So keep
Hmm.
upgrading the community. That's how I will also suggest.
Hmm. Okay. Yes, I can totally agree on this point, but somewhere there are levels like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Whether we believe in advanced level or not, we have to accomplish that C1. Like if people have that C2 level and all that in their mind that they want to accomplish that. For that reason, if you can add a little, practices which they can do, like I personally believe writing helps a lot. At the same time, doing shadowing helps a lot because I have achieved maybe upper intermediate level only, and because of doing shadowing, which really helped me a lot. At the same time, I want to ask you, like the things you mentioned, how a beginner should focus on these simple present, simple past, simple future first, and then intermediates also should focus on a little advanced grammatical patterns, right? They also maybe know a little bit. Now if they didn't know, they got to know from this that these are the areas they need to be focused and they should be focusing. But if you can highlight a little bit the way of doing it, like they should be doing it from YouTube videos, they should be doing it from books or from there, like they are confused now because of the plethora of content. And somewhere it is like great that we have adequate resources now, but somewhere again beginners are, like as you mentioned, they are baffled and they are confused where to do, how to do, what to do. So if you can mention the ways also, that can be really helpful. Yeah.
For sure. So for grammar, if I go for beginners, like I'll suggest few YouTube channels name here. Like there is one of the favorite channel of mine is like Ocean English Academy, and to be honest, I remember Vidyushi Kaushik ji uploading a video on her YouTube channel where it was a series like 90-day free spoken English course, and she has everything expressed and explained amazingly. I'm telling. I have
Hmm.
worked with her,
Okay.
like I was trained by her, but the particular channel she has almost 18 lakh subscriber at least for now, right?
Hmm.
But let's not go for subscribers. So there is a series, proper series, beginner to advanced, and she is teaching every concept like present indefinite, that how to immerse that concept in your real life, past indefinite, how to immerse it in your real life. So you can start with that series, and I would not say that when you are going for that particular channel, see, go to multiple channels like English Connection, English Guru, Ocean English Academy, or many more are lined up. Just understand the way of teaching, the way are they teaching you, right? So if you
Hmm.
are the one who somehow connects the way they teach, stick to the series and follow it like a roadmap. So that is a
Mm-hmm.
roadmap for you. I'm telling you, there is a proper series of 90-day free spoken English course. You can go start watching one video every single day, and this is beginner to advanced. I'm telling.
Mm-hmm.
So past indefinite, present indefinite to conditional sentences, and all the uses of modal verbs and everything are there present. And she has very amazingly explained that how you can use and impart this particular grammatical knowledge in your real life.
Mm-hmm.
So go for this. Second, once you master, not master, let's go for once you understand a technical pattern of English grammar, be it present tense, past tense, conditional, prepositions, or any particular concept. Do not go for the list which are provided by some YouTubers, like learn these 1000 sentences, learn these 2000 sentences. No, learn the concept and try to frame sentences from your real life and real situations. If you
Mm-hmm.
are a doctor, you must be having different sets of phrases and sentences. If you are an engineer, you must be having different sets of sentences. So learn a concept from YouTube. If you can learn it from YouTube, then you go and use it. The second way of doing could be that now what happens on YouTube, like a lot of people need kind of pressure on them. They need someone who can hold their accountability every single day, that someone can ask that, Rajni, what did you do today, or Gayatri, what did you do today for English, because they
Mm-hmm.
don't get that pressure of someone who can force, who can push them. I have come across a lot of learners like that. They come to me and they say that, ma'am, I know everything, I just need someone who can ask me every single day, what did you do. So you can go to
Mm-hmm.
some trainers, tutors, you can contact them, you can take some demos, you can, like for example, Rajni, I somehow come to know that you are also giving classes to beginners and intermediate,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
People can approach you and they can see how you teach. They can come to you and they can see how you teach. So if they like it, and then they can tell you that, Rajni, my needs are writing skills. I want to improve my writing skills, or maybe I want to work on this specific grammar pattern, like maybe conditional or this particular thing. So you can
Mm-hmm.
plan for them and you can guide them through. So on YouTube, what happens? The people just watch and they don't sit with notes and something because they think this is just a video. Right, but
Yeah.
when there is a live and there is an alive, tutor is sitting in front of you and asking you that when I'm teaching you, are you getting it or not? And the person is
Mm.
clearing your doubts on the spot. So you can also take this method of learning, any pattern.
Hmm. Great, great. And yes, we should not just stuck to the acquisition of the knowledge. People have this habit of acquiring the knowledge from several videos, but they are shying away from, putting efforts into the practice and just implementation. They are not doing particularly it. So I think they should focus on implementation too simultaneously. As you mentioned that when you are learning the grammatical pattern, you have to relate it with your real life, and then you make your own sentences and then try to practice it. Yeah. And that's great. Like even people make notes also from YouTube, but still they do not open their diaries again. They just note down and then they are not revising. So I think repetition is again key. Like when you are revising, then it will be imprinted in your subconscious mind, and then you will be able to use it effortlessly. So the aim is to speak effortlessly and fluently, but the actions are like nothing, just noting down and not
They are
revising it.
zero.
Hmm.
Yeah, true, true, true.
Yeah, okay. So let's switch to the next one, which is pronunciation, and many people struggle with it a lot. So, how beginners and intermediates, again, I would say, according to the levels, if you can mention how people can focus on pronunciation.
Great, great. How can they, even I feel that being in the particular language for 4 years, like 2020 March when lockdown happened, I decided to learn, and then after 2 years, I became a trainer, and then 2022 to up till now, I'm a trainer. I still feel that there are a lot of technical words of English which I somehow fail to comprehend with, and I fail to
Mm-hmm.
understand the pronunciation. So this is the first thing. I admit it. Second, how can you work on the pronunciation? So the way of doing it could be the shadow. Here, shadow comes in picture because when you listen to people, right? When you listen to them, you understand. But again, a lot of people think that, don't mind me. I'm just letting you know that what happens that YouTube is bombarded with a lot of information, and everyone is trying to, like have conversational videos, and they are doing things, right? So if you are a beginner, just to understand, you can watch videos and you can fulfill your purpose. But then later on, first of all, work one by one. first work on your tenses, like basic fundamentals, then go for grammatical advanced pattern, then go for pronunciation. You cannot do
Pronunciation,
everything in
yeah,
one go, right?
absolutely.
But what you can do is that you can go and listen to people who are native to the language. But then I don't mean that you go and listen to Joe Rogan or you listen to some, Queen Elizabeth, or
Mm.
like their English will go over your head. You have to understand.
Mm.
Listen, there are some shows I remember watching one video on internet. Like you can go to podcast, BBC podcast, like they, like CNN podcast, BBC podcast. They speak really slow. They
Mm.
speak slow because they want it to be understood and to convey to you. So you can go for them. Then you understand your ear get trained that okay, this is how
Mm.
the particular word is pronounced, right? Second, you can go for shadow. Like shadow, when you listen, there is a show called Slow English. There is a lady from Britain. She speaks very slow. Every word you can understand really clearly what she speaks. You
Mm.
can listen to that and you can understand and you can repeat after her.
Yeah.
Second way. Third, there is an application called ELSA. The particular
Okay.
application, this is an artificial intelligence application which is designed to help you out artificially. It gives you an exercise every single day, like 10 words as per your level. If you are a beginner, you'll get beginner exercise. If you are an advanced, you'll get advanced. So it gives you an exercise. It gives you 10 words in raw. You can set the timer like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
it gives you the word on screen and you have to click on mic and you have to pronounce the word and it gives you the accuracy of the word, like did you pronounce it 80% correct or 50% correct. So you can use
Mm.
this particular application as well. And the fourth way to improve your pronunciation could be speak at least. If you
Yeah.
are the one who cannot pronounce a word, like for example supercalifragilisticexpialidocious,
Mm.
right, this is the word. This could be practiced. You can practice the word. And there are some people who also face some problem with sounds like sha and sha, fa and
Mm.
pa, t and d, something like that. So what you can do is like you can practice tongue twisters to clear your pronunciation. You
Mm.
can practice these long words to clear pronunciation, right? So this
Yeah.
is how you can practice your pronunciation.
That's fantastic. And I can totally resonate because when I started, what happened? I just started speaking. Like whatever the level I had back then, I just started talking to tutors. Back then, I was not aware of the Skype groups and Skype conversations, Zoom, and all that. I didn't even have the laptop back then. And I just got to know only about Clappingo from YouTube itself. So I thought to just in order to polish my English, let's have some sessions. So I just started speaking, and later, when I got to know, like, okay, I'm making a lot of mistakes in this particular tense, and this is the grammatical pattern I should be tackling, and I just did that. So first, I focused on fluency, then grammar, then third, I focused on the you know uh, pronunciation part. And before that, when I was focusing on grammar, I focused on the sentence structure too. That's where the reading came into the picture, and I focused on that. So I think I also picked the pronunciation last. Like currently I'm working, like I do shadowing every single day in order to polish it. So that's really great. And yes, as you mentioned, one by one you should tackle everything. You cannot do everything in one go, and you are, yeah, like aiming to achieve the advanced level in just 1 or 2 months. It's not that much easy. You have to give time and you have to live the journey. Okay, moving to the next one, and that is writing. And yeah, I am one of them who wants to be very good at writing, and I don't know how to do it. I do every now and then, but then I quit, then I start it again, and like this, I'm just doing. And many people who are watching my YouTube channel continuously, they also are, ready to practice and master writing. So, yes, enlighten us about the writing practices too.
Yeah, I mean, this is something which a lot of people, especially reading and writing, they come up with the fact that, ma'am, we don't have time.
Mm.
Somehow they come up with this fact. So for writing, see, I believe that though these, I would also try to, like to throw some lights on some artificial intelligence like Gemini and ChatGPT. Okay. So when it comes to write, in past we had to put efforts to plan our days. But
Mm.
right now, what I can do, I can simply go on ChatGPT. I can go on ChatGPT and I can ask ChatGPT that I am a student. Can you plan a day-to-day routine of mine? Okay, so for writing, again, as I was discussing before, that writing is something that a lot of people come up with the fact that I don't have time. And then we are also supporting our statements with ChatGPT, Gemini, and some artificial intelligence that I can simply go and I can give a task to ChatGPT that I have to write a professional email. Can you just write it for me? Then
Mm.
I just have to give it a context and the ChatGPT will give me complete email, right? So we have stopped putting efforts, Rajni. This is what I believe. Though these like technologies are boon to us, but at the same time they are a big curse. They
Mm.
are going to fire back in future because we are damaging our brain. We are not putting efforts. We are not brainstorming these days. Like everything, I if I don't know the meaning of the word, I'll go and check on Google.
Mm.
Very less time I have to check. But in past, if I did not know the meaning of any word, I would go to some dictionaries. I will
Mm.
put some efforts, and that time taking process somehow trains my brain that I'm going to learn something, and the brain sustains it. But when
Mm.
I learn something in very short span, and then again I keep learning, I keep bombarding my brain with a lot of information, brain deletes it, right? So for writing, first of all, learn how to organize ideas on your brain. Learn how to organize it, right? Be creative with writing. Try to imagine that, okay, if why I was an author and if I had to write on women issues in India, how would I start writing? How would
Mm.
I put across women problems in India, right? If I was a writer or if I was an author and if I would write about men issues in India, the biased laws of India against men or something like that. Start doing this. You can be a bit more creative. If you are the one who is working on the journey of the best version of yourself, like if you are the one who is reflecting back on your action and everything, make a list of prompts. Make a list of the areas you want to work on and write on it. You'll
Mm.
get the answers. When you write on something, you get the answer. So you can be creative with your writing, but then at least start with 10 minutes. Let's go for 5 minutes. So, what you can start with, read a story, rephrase the story. Read a
Mm.
story, rephrase the story. Watch a video and rephrase the video. What did you watch in the video? Who was the guest? Who was the host? What was the topic? What were they talking about? What did you learn from the video? Write it on a piece of paper. So these are the templates I'm giving you. You can be as creative as you want with the writing. But I think
Mm.
that organizing ideas on brain is very important before writing on a piece of paper. And even if you
Mm.
are not able to organize, you start writing, and once you reread your own writing, whatever you have
Mm.
written, you will get
Mm.
that this particular statement is unnecessary here, or this particular word doesn't fit in the context. Then rewrite again, rewrite again.
Mm.
So this is how you can start writing, and it is really important, I believe. And there are, again, I have given two practices: read something, rephrase it; watch something, rephrase it on a piece of paper.
Mm.
Have some prompts from your life or anything, whatever you want. If you're not getting answer to anything, that what should I do? Or if you are the one who is struggling with your career, like what should I choose? Where should I get in? Make a list of 10 careers you have on your brain. Go and calculate everything about that. Write it on a piece of paper. You will get the answers. This is how you can start. And writing is really vast thing. Like, but at least take a move. First, take a
Mm.
move, and then we will keep discussing about that how you can write on any specific topic and what. Yeah, that's how we can go for.
Absolutely. And I think that's great tip. I would try that. A few times I tried it, like whenever I'm watching any podcast and which is like something I am interested in, like law of attraction, which I admire a lot and that works in my life. Reading books and people who are talking about books and authors. Sometimes even like I like Prajakta Kohli, I admire her a lot, the mostly sane. So her interviews related to Mismatch 1, 2, 3 seasons, and then they are invited in any kind of interviews and they are talking about stuff. So and the casual conversations I like very much. So I watch those kind of podcasts where people are talking about the things they done behind the scene, like how they were and how they did that kind of action and all. So I then write down, then I like something, you should start with what you like very much, then you will enjoy writing itself. So when I'm writing about prajakta, I'm writing about law of attraction, I enjoy that. And via writing, as you mentioned, that structure your thoughts first, but I think like when you start writing, whatever comes, right, gradually you will get the clarity, like you will become more precise and concise, and you will be amazed at the result of writing it. That's what I experienced a bit, not that much. I cannot say like I have written a lot, no. A few times I tried with a couple of people too. There also I conducted kind of practices where I'm sending in a short movie, like 2 minutes, 3 minute short movie. I'm asking everybody to just watch it before coming to the session, and we will write down about it. So these kind of small practices really help people, because then they are not pressurized to complete and write, and they are just free, whatever they think of the movie, or whatever the perspective they have towards movie, they just feel free and they enjoy. Once you enjoy any journey, you are able to be consistent with it, and then you get the good results. Okay, so our meeting is going to end in just 3 minutes. So before that, I want to thank you so much that you are here and you share all the insights which definitely help my audience and me personally. And if you want to give any piece of advice at last, then that can help others, and that kind of a piece of advice and anything which can help learners to be consistent and grab the knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So the only piece of advice I would like to give to the learners, at least on your channel, because as I have been following your content and I know what do they expect from you as a person, right, Rajni? So I'll say that take a move first of all when you are watching her to improve your English and communication skill. At least muster the courage to talk to people. You join some communities where when you keep complaining about that I don't have environment, ma'am, I don't have atmosphere, ma'am, then have the virtual environment. If you are the one who doesn't have
Yeah.
environment, you have to create the virtual environment. So create the virtual environment, put yourself in the situation, push yourself in the situation where you get to talk to people. So start
Hmm.
talking from today. It's very important.
Yeah, that's the, I guess, the utmost advice people should take seriously, because practice is the only way to improve. But at the same time, some are mistaken that they are keep talking to people, but they are not upgrading. They are not simultaneously focusing on the concepts and learning. Like they have broken English, the basic level of English, and they speak broken English, but they have the confidence. I know some people who are not, I guess, very good at English, but have a lot of confidence. Then they come and speak. Not even a single sentence is correct, but they are continuously speaking. So I tell people to speak. If you have, like, yesterday only, I would like to share one incident. A person joined and he said, "Ma'am, in the morning I practice for 1 hour, and in the evening I practice for 1 hour." I said, "No, do not speak for 2 hours. Speak for 1 hour, and the remaining 1 hour try to learn new things and try to read something. Try to master your grammatical patterns too. Then you will be able to see actual the great results that you are aiming to have." So that is again essential. It's not just about speaking. Do speaking, but simultaneously keep learning. And that's what I do. People say sometimes like, how you have achieved. I keep reading, I keep learning every day. So that's how you can achieve. Okay, so yes, before it ends up abruptly, I want to tell you that thank you so much for being here. It was really lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much for hosting me, and thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Yeah, bye bye. Have a great day ahead.